Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back. Got a second match coming in here. Artemis versus Randy Newman. We're getting set up here for the first game, which will be on Infernal Shrines. Take a look. Uh, Artemis won the toss. Chose first draft pick. They banned out Towers and Volskaya. Randy Newman banning out D-Shire and BOE. So Infernal Shrines will be our first map as we jump into the draft. And Randy Newman with a pretty prevalent theme in their team names, which makes casting them annoying. But yeah. Just waiting on the first ban to come down here, and it is May. Gonna be banned out. May, haven't really seen a lot of May bans this season. Especially after I think people kind of adjusted to her. I still don't see her as, frankly, overly prevalent. But when she does get picked out, occasionally she can make some pretty solid plays. As something has gone wrong. Here we go. As we can see, Diva going to be banned out as well. We saw Diva in the last series make a pretty big impact. Real quick, Randy Newman is 4-0 on that May, as we saw. Although, Randy Newman's had a pretty good season, albeit they have stumbled at times, somewhat unexpectedly. Still looking towards the top half of the standings as we see Stukov banned out. Taking a quick look. Randy Newman currently sitting at third. Now, Artemis, you might be concerned not seeing them on this first page. They do have more matches remaining than other teams. That helps. Some of those matches remaining in particular are expected to be very, very likely wins for Artemis. My model still has Artemis as about an 89% chance team to make playoffs after they moved up from D West last season. Getting a map win here would be a big boon to that. They don't want to get dominated. If they could win the series, that would help them out even more. Joe's going to be their first pick. So taking the Joanna, they want to get that tank out there. Now, Joe has definitely fallen off this season in popularity. Last season, it felt like she was first pick, first ban at times. This season, 44% pick rate, so still fairly high, and actually a higher popularity than I thought. So, still pretty popular. But there is the Gazlo and the Kael'thas, and that's a lot of extra CC that those heroes bring to the table. That's kind of an interesting wrinkle, is that they have effectively 2 CC mages. So a lot of opportunity for lockdown and big AoE damage. And there you see Anduin and Mephisto coming out. Mephisto can get a lot of AoE damage down, especially on this map. What gets banned out? So, Randy Newman has not picked tank, healer, or solo lane. But sometimes it's actually preferable when you're in that situation. Because let's say you pick your tank and your healer in the 1-2. The enemy team can just ban out the solo lane they don't want to go against, or the assassin they don't want to go against. If you take a healer and like an assassin or an off lane in the 1-2, the enemy team bans out the tank they don't want to play. Since they now have 3 different categories to ban, kind of forces them to pick which one they want to limit, what they see as the bigger threat. And so that can sometimes reveal who they think is the most dangerous player on the enemy team that has yet to pick a hero. See, the Malthael was banned out. They're going to ban out Lucio, so denying that healer, which... I don't know. I mean... They have a Mephisto. I don't know if Lucio's really the best pick into that normally. We have a Lunora. That is a solo lane Gaz, not a 4-man Gaz, which I have seen 4-man Gaz. And then we have Brightwing coming out as the healer. Now, the Brightwing won't be able to keep up with Mephisto damage if Mephisto's able to get max value. But we'll be able to potentially punish anyone who does get isolated. I mean, it's a ton of CC, and then you have the Lunara to kind of get finishes, maybe with Leaping Strike, or just to do a ton of AoE damage. But I'm kind of a bit worried about how they're going to deal with Sonya coming into the back line. Kind of going to be dependent, I think, on Kael'thas landing Gravity Lapse if Sonya gets a lot of value. Sonya Raynor. And there is the Diablo coming out from Randy Newman. So, very aggressive comp. They probably want to do a Diablo stun flip into a polymorph Gravity Lapse follow-up, and just in that time hope the damage eats up. Maybe Kael'thas zones out the rest of the team with his explodium charge. We'll see what happens as we get set to jump into this game. First match here in this best-of-3 series between Artemis and Randy Newman in C West. Again, playoff seeding certainly on the line. This isn't one of the must-win games, I think, for Artemis to make playoffs, and I think they're still very likely to do so, given I think their schedule shapes up fairly nicely. But any win helps. I mean, a win over Randy Newman would be just an additional point. And, you know, the points are fungible. You don't care where you get them. You just want them as we jump into this game. So we are going to introduce on the left, starting with Artemis. Here we go. It's going to be 7 on the Anduin. We got Honestly on Joanna, Dark Horse on Sonya, Ashcon on Mephisto, and Jotak on the Raynor. And on the right side for Randy Newman, Wendy Wooman on the Kael'thas, actually a little bit of a change up there. Tuna Newman on Lunara, Randy Newman on the Brightwing, Randy Newman on Diablo, and up on the top it is Nandy Ruman on Gaz. So they did change up on me there, and I didn't catch it. Wendy and Tuna switching. Ace in the hole coming out for Raynor, so definitely looking to follow up on some of those Joanna slows. Pardon me. Brightwing, meanwhile, going into that Z build, brings some global pressure, keeps that cooldown low, adds in that extra burst heal. Rather useful to do. And going with the Renew rather than the Bulge strategy. So hoping to sit more towards the back and just get the occasional auto attack off to proc Renew, but not really committing to constantly being up in the enemy's face doing auto attacks to proc to get value off Bulge strategy. Diablo thinking about going in, just backs up to clear the camp, or to clear the wave. Artemis has started on their siege camp. Randy Newman, however, has done the same with Kael'thas and Lunara. Brightwing still soaking the bot lane, gets that last bit of soak, and then rotates up with the team. Help doing some maintenance heals here. Meanwhile, clearing the bot lane now are the members of Artemis, who are now making a play for this bottom camp, although they got to be careful here. But now with Diablo and Brightwing in the mid, I think they're going to feel pretty safe capping this. And let's see if they can get any push value in the bottom when they do. Randy Newman staying with a 4-man rotation. Sonya did come down to do a little bit of double soak while the rest of the team was clearing that. And actually managed to get up before really losing any value on the wave into this Gazlo. Now cleaning up the lane in bottom are Randy Newman. Not a lot of push value, though they do get about half the damage onto that bottom structure. But with the first camp up in the top lane is going to be the more important of the two. And the first Punisher, however, will be Mortar, which the Mortar Punisher Wave 1 especially can be rather weak. Hard to get a lot of value off of. So, a lot of priority you would expect onto the split soak getting XP here before the first objective. Right now, it's Artemis winning that race, as Randy Newman has committed to getting their bruiser camp here. Sonya doing the same. Raynor currently pushing against the Gazlo up in the top. whereas the rest of Artemis is clearing up this bottom, trying to get some extra push value. Luna's going to come down to clean that up, but that is going to slow her rotation top. Keep in mind, Lunara cannot mount, so running those long distances does take its toll. Gazlo comes in on the flank looking for something, doesn't really find anything, but I think they're more focused on making sure the wave got cleared safely. Brightwing is going to come down, get one last wave of soak top, try to help close and maybe take the lead on this XP gap that currently favors Artemis on the race to 7. And then Brightwing will come up. The shrine has been started though, so the clock is ticking. You can't wait too long and let the team get too big a lead. With death timers as short as they are, even if you were to wipe them late, but you're down 39-0, they might be able to come back and snipe that last minion before you have the opportunity to get 40. Brightwing just continuing to rotate and soak at the moment. The fight well underway though. Here comes Brightwing down onto the Diablo. Starts throwing out some heals. Polymorph onto Joe, who does... Ooh, Tuna Newman very low in the back of that Mephisto, and it's Gazlo is going to die first here. Little bit out of position. Good stun onto the Sonya. She gets the Gravity Lapse, then the Polymorph to interrupt the Whirlwind. And the health bars are getting low down here, but it's just so are the health bars for the rest of Randy Newman, not able to step up. And in this 4v5 situation, you gotta think this is definitely going to favor Artemis, unless they get the kill onto the Rainer right here. No, Rainer pops the adrenaline charge, and he manages to survive with that armor, with that self-healing, through all the damage that was thrown out, and he's going to be able to tap and rejoin this fight. Got to be careful with this living bomb spread, though. Here comes Anduin. He's getting blown up. There's the focus. The camp has, or the objective has been captured by the members of Artemis. Randy Newman having to run away, but it's a question if the rest of the team's going to be able to get away. When this Immortal jumps, it jumps, lands onto Lunara. She does get behind the wall. Diablo went for the flip, couldn't find it, and that will be Randy Newman now on the defense. They do have this Immortal down to about half health at the moment. Oh, they go for the flip Polymorph onto Joe, but she survives just long enough to get the Iron Skin off. Will the poison damage still kill her? It will.
Blue team's Punisher has been slain.
There we go. Randy Newman getting the kill and coming out okay there. They did lose a lot on top wall, but all things considered, you still even have one turret standing there. That is not too bad. They've actually taken the lead on XP by about half a level. And grab a couple kills there. A lot of breakers used so far, though. A lot of breakers on some pretty long cooldowns. Both teams working on their neutral, or on their, their same side siege camps. Now it looks like we might see a fight over this neutral siege camp. Anduin and Rainer have moved on to this point. Diablo's coming very aggressively for the back engage. Charges onto the Mephisto Shade. Mephisto, not worried, just teleports right back to safety. Gaz and Sonya currently double soaking mid and top, but we're going to keep our attention down here to the bottom. Let's see if anyone can get enough of a lead in this lane to maybe pressure into that bottom siege camp. Looks like Diablo's starting to think about it. And it's actually the rest of Artemis going mid, maybe looking for a Gaz gank. Not going to find it, though. And that will be bottom siege, picked up by Randy Newman. Now with their level 10s, we got the Leaping Strike, Gravo Bomb, APOC, Blink Heal, and Phoenix coming out. Level 10 almost here for Artemis, as Gaz starting to fall a little bit behind these rotations. The Sonya a very, very good soaker. APOC was used there, but they didn't really have an opportunity to find anything with it. And now level 10 is here on the side of Artemis. Rainer going into Rainer's Raiders here. Maybe trying to pressure onto some of these squishy backliners. Got Light Bomb, Blessed Shield, and actually a good opportunity for that combo here. Looks like they're going to be from focus onto Diablo. Here's the Durance of Hate coming out with the Blessed Shield follow-up. The Spell Armor, will it be enough to save Diablo? It will be, and Gaz on this backline finds Rainer. Joanna goes down, and Randy Newman turns this fight and finds two. And now a big opportunity to get some value on the map here. As we said, we saw Light Bomb, Rainer's Raiders, Durance of Hate, Leap, and Blessed Shield. And actually, they find Sonya up here, and now they're going to say, this is our Bruiser camp, neener, neener. Mephisto can do some poke damage, but it's just irrelevant. Next shrine will be Frozen, and Frozen arguably the strongest Punisher right now, because the Frozen Punisher actually shuts down structures. Arcane is very, very good for team fighting. It does a ton of damage, a ton of zoning. But that shutting down the towers is just absolutely massive. And so now, they're both teams working on this, rating in a slight lead. Here comes the APOC combo. They get the stun. There's the Grabo Bomb. They find Raynor with all that. Light Bomb, though, hits 4, and the Durance of Hate also spreading. All the Randy Newman health bars are so low, but as yet, Artemis has yet to find a kill. They do get the kill on the Brightwing, but right as Joanna falls, now there's the separation on the Sonya, and she is CC'd, hands off keyboard for eternity. And that is 3 kills to 1, and that... Ooh, but unless Mephisto can find another kill, he's going to go back in. They finish the shrine. Can Mephisto get the kill? He does not, but now with the health bar so low, they're going to have to back up and tap, and this will give some precious burn time to Artemis, provided they don't both eat the stun, which they did. Towers and the fort now shut down. Ooh, Raynor getting focused here. He is slowed. Blows is unstoppable. Lunara is on the chase, getting tons of poison damage out. But now backing up as they turn their attention, making sure that they get this fort down, and they do. And this is a 5-man push. Sonya, meanwhile, soaking in the side lane. Level 13, still quite a distance away for Artemis. Randy Newman has it in hand, almost a 2-level lead here, and they are looking for a big opportunity. Top tower has been shut down. Bottom tower is still active at the moment. There's the Durance of Hate. Diablo blows the self-unstoppable. Not sure if that was really needed there. Keep wall did go down, but they weren't really able to get any meaningful damage on the keep. Just a little bit of immortal chuck damage. Level 13 coming in soon for Artemis. Sonya still soaking the lane as best as she can. Randy Newman wants a fight here, though. But this Mephisto doing a good job just scaring them away, making them leave. Gaz is going to go top, get some soak. Randy Newman want to get those 16 soon, now that Artemis has 13. Are they going to look for this invade onto the siege camp? Doesn't look like it. They're playing pretty safe right now, but they do have 5 people in the mid. They're not fighting soak elsewhere on the map, and that's going to hurt them because they are already down more or less 2 levels. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. Artemis, 5 people committing to this bot objective. Meanwhile, Gazlo is pushing in on top, as well as getting soak that Artemis is not. This XP gap will naturally shrink over time as the levels get wider in terms of their XP. But right now, I mean, this is still a full 2-level lead. And, that is not something... I mean, Artemis is not going to get 16 by the next objective at this rate. And Randy Newman very, very much is. Blessed Shield was used there. There was no opportunity for an engage. I think, honestly, maybe just not really cognizant of where the rest of the team is, where the damage is. That is a pretty big cooldown to use. It should be up by the time the objective is up, 44 seconds. We should get the warning here any second for that. It is going to be an Arcane Punisher, as you would expect, given that we've seen Mortar and Frozen. There is level 16 for Randy Newman. They start to lock those talents. Gaz pushing up against the Sonya. Gonna do some damage here. Ooh, Sonya having to use Leap just to get away, but this top fort is now being targeted by the full force of Randy Newman. Surprised we haven't gotten the warning timer yet. Luna getting some poison damage on the Fountain. That will take it out. Fountain, of course, changed up. There's now more shield and less health. Still no warning. Wow, so... Okay, there it is. That was a fairly long gap there. Now Randy Newman, they want this invade. They want this fight with their 16. Ooh, here comes Diablo. Finds Raynor in the backline. Kind of didn't really land the combo, though. And Sonya with the light bomb all over Kel'Thas, but the polymorph comes in. Sonya now trying to stay alive, but she is going to drop. And there is the 16 talent tier advantage. You see that Critterize coming out from Brightwing, enabling so much damage onto the Sonya, in addition to interrupting her self-sustain with the Whirlwind. And Lunara is going away to channel this objective, while the rest of the team, they grab the Bruiser. Now, opportunity for Randy Newman. They could take this top fort and set up a keep push, maybe even a game-winning opportunity with this Punisher. Looks like Nandy Ruman gonna do that with Randy Newman. No, they're not really gonna push up here. I kind of wish they would push up here and just take this fort. Don't have the opportunity now. Joanna and Sonya back up. Sonya having to go away to soak. Try to find level 16 before this Punisher gets procced. As that XP gap still sitting at nearly 2 levels. Not all the way there, but it's not far. And it looks like Artemis, they're going to say, you know what? We're just going to take siege camps off the map. We're going to give this. We're going to give the fort. We're going to just try to generate pressure somewhere. And then back to clear. That said, they need to be backing, like, now. And only one has backed. Now two. Looks like Sonya's going to do that mid-siege camp as well. Raynor wants to clear bottom. But this Punisher is now at the keep wall. And if you don't have your keep wall up, you lose the opportunity to safely bait it over the wall and burn as much HP as you can before the enemy team can join. That said, they have now baited it through. Diablo's going to certainly look for this engage opportunity. Immortal is at half health. It's due for another jump fairly soon. There it goes on to Joanna. Diablo now stepping up, looking for the engage. They're now turning their attention strictly onto this keep, burning it very quickly. The Punisher is about to drop. Root comes in, does not find Gazlowe. Randy Newman may have stayed too long. Oh, and the phase shift does not come in time. Kael'thas goes down as well. So 2 deaths there by Randy Newman, but they do manage to get this keep. And with the structural lead, the worst they can really expect to lose with those deaths is 1, Diablo's souls, but 2, maybe a fort. Unless they stay too long here, which Randy Newman might be in danger of doing. Ooh, there's the big APOC combo, though! And oh my goodness, Joanna gets absolutely deleted by all of that, as does Anduin. Joanna got hit by like 4 APOC. Yes, it doesn't add to the stun duration, but it absolutely adds to the damage, and Mephisto's gonna go down as well. And now it's Sonya battling for her life, tries to get the whirlwind off. She does, but Diablo pulls her out of it, and there is the polymorph, and that should be Randy Newman ending the game. Randy Newman should just go top and end the game. He says, out loud. That is no. Alright, whatever. I thought they had the opportunity to end the game. It would have been tight. Would have been tight. They're going to open up mid-fort. Now level 20s, though. Yeah, death timers are now ending. I still think they could have done it. Either way, they get a fort. They're playing for the next objective, which will be a mortar Punisher, so kind of cycling back around to the weaker of Punishers. Randy Newman gonna look bot. Gonna try to generate some pressure down here, maybe push up against this bottom keep. Also, keep in mind, catapult pressure every wave top, so Sonya's gonna have to do a lot of babysitting in that lane. Oh, and they caught Raynor out, and Raynor is done for this world. Or is he? Yes, he is. That said, a lot of damage turnaround there by Mephisto might prevent the rest of the members from Randy Newman of really pushing up extremely hard. We are going to get the Z on the Kael'thas to make sure Kael'thas has full health. Diablo trying to pull Mephisto out of the blink back. It's definitely a bug when it works, but it can work sometimes. It's very, very tight. It's like frame perfect or maybe 2 or 3 frames. But I think it might even be frame perfect. Ooh, there is the Gravo Bomb, which caught nothing. Not sure what they were looking for there. Maybe that was a misclick. Maybe they hit R when they did, or maybe they hit R when they didn't mean to, or they hit Alt when they didn't mean to. In either case, Randy Newman not really able to get much done with that death. I mean, they get some damage onto the keep, but probably wouldn't have make a difference in this game at the end of the day if they win this next Immortal, which with the level 20 advantage, you think they are going to be able to do. Diablo scouts out the invade, now wanting to retreat back to the team. In this situation, Artemis absolutely cannot afford to give up this objective, but they have to be cognizant of the 2 and on the way 3 katas in the top. They either need to commit to this now or back and be prepared to defend core. And it looks like they're committing now. Already 20 cap. Randy Newman wisely disengaging this, giving themselves an opportunity. Joe comes in. There's the big leap. Bless Shield maybe oversinking just a bit, but the light bomb catches a ton. So does the APOC. Durance of hate rooting everyone. The health bars, though, just still so high on the side of Randy Newman, thanks to that Brightwing spell shield. And now you see 3 people drop, and that will be the end of the game, right? I mean, you just go past bot keep. You don't even need the immortal at this point. It doesn't hurt to have, but yeah, I mean, you just run past bot keep here. You only have 2 alive. You don't even need to kill bot keep. I mean, it's low enough. You might as well. But yeah, I mean, just for the space. But yeah, I mean, you just immediately start burning core here.
Blue team's core is under attack.
Core did take some damage from catapults as well, so the shields had not fully recharged yet. This core is dropping very, very fast. The immortal's not even gonna get here. It is, but only just. Start pounding on the core, but there we go. Randy Newman gonna take a pretty dominant-looking game number 1, and we'll see if they can turn this into a domination victory. We take a look at the post-game stats here. Brightwing with just a ton of healing. Anduin really having a hard time, but I think it's just Anduin is one of those healers that you think of him like, okay, he can save someone with his pull, and that's true, but he really does not have any burst healing options. All of his heals take a long time to go out, so just after the cleanse, there's really nothing there. And when people are getting bursted and CC'd so much, just felt like it wasn't able to make an impact. Maybe if they see this comp again, look at something like an Uther or a Rhaegar, maybe even a White Mane. But we'll see what happens as we get set up for game number 2. We'll be right back, everyone. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching. right, welcome back, everyone. As we saw in game number 1, Randy Newman off to a really strong start in the series. Artemis is going to have to find a very different gear here on map number 2, which is going to be Alterac Pass. If they're going to come back and make this a 3-game series. Randy Newman picking this map, Artemis wanting to stick with that first pick. Looks like the team's getting ready to go, so hopefully we'll have the draft for you here in just a second or two. There was something on my hat. Something on my hat. Anyway. Alright. We should get into this fairly soon. There we go. Alright. Randy Newman up 1-0. How is Artemis going to respond in this series? Randy Newman, certainly, I think, wanting to make sure they're in a better state for playoffs, especially when they've kind of dropped some games that I really think they regret this series. And they're going to have a tough out, as one would imagine. If they can advance to the playoffs, they will eventually play Garrulous, Gabber, Lunzies, who are just, I mean, looking like a team at a different level from the rest of the C West at this point. A very, very highly favored team to take the 1 seed. May is going to be the ban once again. Still not wanting to deal with that Randy Newman May. On the other side, they banned out Diva in map number 1. They're going to ban out ETC this time, although I think they banned out ETC either 2nd or 3rd. Second ban to come here. Do they ban something from the last game that they don't want to go against again? Maybe that Gazlow? They're going to stick with the Stukov ban, which they banned out in game 1. So not changing up their bans in response to anything we saw in the last game. They could first pick the Gaz if they wanted. Or if they don't value the Gaz on this map for any number of reasons, they don't have to do that either. I'll see, of course. And it is going to be the Diva ban actually coming out from Randy Newman, so they don't want to see it either. Does leave the Gazlow up. There we go. So, first pick to Artemis. They are going to take that Gazlow. They're going to take it away from Randy Newman. First match, they grabbed the Joanna first. Changing it up, making sure they get that Gazlow off the map, getting it onto their side. Does leave up a few picks. Chromie can be very good on this map for the poke. We're gonna take Goldan. The Diablo makes sense. The Goldan kind of confuses me. I don't have a problem with picking Goldan on this map, although I don't think this is one of Goldan's better maps. I think you want a mage that's more burst pokey as opposed to a sustained push mage. But my bigger concern is no one was going to snipe Goldan from you. Goldan was not a high priority hero. See the Joanna Mephisto, so they're sticking with those 2 picks from the last game. So far, only change up has been, instead of Sonya, they have a Gaz. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think Goldan's bad, but like, he's certainly not a high priority hero. And you think, if you want something like a high priority healer, maybe that Brightwing again? That's not a bad grab here. They're gonna deny Anduin. They're choking healers. Going after 7's Anduin here. See what else 7 can play. Lucio was banned out by Artemis in the last game. Do they stick with that ban? The other team does need a healer, that's certainly true. The Gazlow's unavailable. The Lunara was definitely a problem. They're going to stick with that Lucio ban. So potentially Lunara could come back up, although I really, Really, really do not want to see a Lunara from Randy Newman. Double poison damage is very problematic. That said, kind of the two of the more popular sustained healers, Stukov and Lucio, have been taken away. There you see the Brightwing. Next pick, do they get a solo? Do they get their assassin? They're going to go with the Maiev here. Okay. This makes sense. They wanted to hide the Maiev. I still think Brightwing's a good pick in the 1-2 over the Gul'dan. But they wanted to hide the Maiev till later. They did give some opportunity for Artemis to react. Maybe they could have hit it one more time unless they were worried about Artemis taking that. So you could see something like a Faustat here, just have the Mighty Gust, perhaps.
Where will we end up this time?
We have a Vikings. Okay, so Vikings coming out. You have the Anna as well, although this is where my teammate H2O and I get into an argument. I mean, on this and everything else, but especially this. I don't like Anna into Diablo. I really don't like Anna into the Gul'dan. It's too much AoE damage. They're gonna get Varian for their solo lane.
Destiny.
Are they gonna try to solo bosses with a Twin Blades Varian? I mean, you know, it could happen. Did we see a change up? Wandy. So last game, I think it was Randy Newman playing the Brightwing. So it looks like now it's Wandy Wooman playing the Brightwing, unless they changed on me last second. So I think they did change. I think they changed who's playing it. On the other side, wait, how did that happen? There we go. All right. So we do have a Vikings game. Vikings have been powerful. Thank you, Crush, for the 22-person raid. We'll see what happens as we jump into game number 2 in this series. Game number 2, Artemis looking to bring it back. They're going to rely on Vikings to do so. Introducing them, 7 is not on Anduin, excuse me. 7 is on Anna. Honestly, once again on Joanna, Dark Horse on Gazlo, Ashcan is on Mephisto, and Jotok is on the Vikings. Sorry about the overlay glitch there. And on the other side, we got Randy Newman on Diablo, Randy Newman on Gul'dan, Tuna Newman on Varian, Nandy Ruman on Maiev, and Wandy Wooman on Brightwing. Taking a look at those level 1 talents, we can see Brightwing sticking with that Z build. Varian is going with the High King's Quest. That leads me to believe that this is going to be a Twin Blades Varian. And if anyone has ever played HOTS with me, they know that I think Twin Blades Varian is just the bee's knees. That's a good grenade there to deny the Z heal, although it's actually Wandy Wooman who is the lowest. And, you know. Oh, I just noticed the turrets are mini siege tanks. Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. Oh, I love that. Meanwhile, Varian cleaning up the bottom. Now maybe rotating mid while Maiev starts to work on this camp with the help of Brightwing. Now, Brightwing doesn't really have much in the way of PvE healing, especially before level 10 when Blink Heal comes online. So Brightwing's probably going to have to tank some of these attacks here for a bit. The spell armor does not help against the camp minions. They don't do spell damage. Just worth noting. Ooh, Nandy Ruman taking a bit of damage here. Actually, I just realized Nandy Ruman is on Diablo. They switched up on me. Randy Newman is on Maiev. Oops, I missed that. My mistake. Oh well. Checking in on Varian's High King's Quest. He is at 9 attacks, 4 globes. Definitely want to keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Here comes an engage. Looking at Honestly. Honestly is honestly a little low there, but going to be able to back up, and looks like they have their tap handy. Ooh, big separation though with the polymorph on the Dark Horse, and Gazlo goes down. Randy Newman draws first blood in this. They're having slight soak advantage as well, which, you know, when you're running a Vikings comp, you really don't want to see that happen. And, you know, typically with a Vikings comp, the goal should be to rotate and look for picks. They really don't have that kind of comp, as we do see Baylog go down in the bottom, now that Twin Blades variant is online. They don't really have a pick-oriented comp, though. And so I don't know if they're going to be able to synergize with the Vikings super well. And that's a problem because they already find themselves down a level and yet another Viking has died. Things not looking great here at the moment for Artemis. Joanna pulling everyone into the mud pit, slowing them down. They are going to be able to retreat, however, as the first objective is coming online. It is going to be top, so you can certainly leave Brightwing bot to Z up into the top lane. Diablo possibly going to be looking at Eric here. Doesn't actually pull the trigger on it. Meanwhile, the Parian Varian and Gul'dan are going to clean up this camp. I say Parian Varian even though he hasn't picked parry talents. But yeah, XP leveling out a bit, but definitely with a Vikings comp, you want to beat your team to 10. I mean, the enemy team to 10. That's a big fact. But you certainly want to beat them to 20, and so, you know, relying on soak is going to be important. But to that end, I think they need to take a fight top and force Brightwing to come top so they can get that soak. At the moment, Randy Newman doing a good job making sure they're not giving up any soak even as they pressure in to this objective. Now Varian doing his best to distract the members of Artemis and gets the channel pretty much unscathed. So this is arguably a best case scenario at the moment for Randy Newman. If they can get this objective quick, that's even better. Brightwing comes in just in time to take a nap. She, you know how it is. You fly, right? And after you fly, what are you? You're tired. And you think, how can I be tired? I've just been sitting. I've been sitting for hours. Just flying. How am I tired? But you are. Ooh, Gaz getting separated out here. Does manage to sneak away. Throwing out some damage. The objective has been finished. Maiev does keep the Joanna in. Wendy Wooman takes a bit from Mephisto. Ooh, Gaz is not getting out of this. And that is another couple kills in the book. I keep saying that and he keeps getting out. What is going on? I keep saying Gaz is about to die, and he doesn't die. I'm getting annoyed by this. Vikings have been away soaking for the time being, but given how short that objective was, you know, now all that did was giving up the objective got them back to even on XP, and with Randy Newman able to just split and soak the lanes, that's not going to be enough, I don't think. Keeping an eye on Twin Blades Varian. How's he doing on those quests? 35 heroes attacked, 2 takedowns, 10 globes gathered, so making good progress. Of course, the takedown shouldn't be too hard to get in this situation, and making all that progress on globes going to pay off. And actually getting a lot of attacks in on this Gazlo as well, who now there's the poly, and Gaz is going to get away anyway, because of course Gazlo is going to get away. Of course. Lay Sai. Good disengage there by Artemis. Trucking out a bit of damage. That said, level 10 is almost here. Now, level 10, not as big a deal anytime you have a Varian. You know, Varian does not need level 10 for his big power spike. On the other hand, you got the potential Horrify now. I assume it's going to be picked. Warden's Cage, APOC, and Blink Heal. And please don't pick Reign of Disappointment. Okay, it is Horrify. On the other hand, though, level 10 has been picked up fairly quickly as the Vikings start to work on this bottom boss. And I guess they can take it, given a few decades, they might get it down. Boss has been taken top by Randy Newman. Brightwing is clearing the mid at the moment. Focus here onto Gazlo. Going to be broken up by the Canam. Good Horrify, but the Durance of Hate might disengage this. APOC, though, does collect in on the Gazlo. Randy Newman with a good vault to avoid a big bulk of the damage. Diablo really wants this Gazlo, but Gazlo is still alive. Now stuns it out, but it's Maiev, or excuse me, Varian securing the kill on Joanna, and now Maiev pulling back that Mephisto, who does get popped. Meanwhile, Vikings almost halfway done. But this top fort should go down. Ooh, Diablo, though, a bit low, and Diablo actually goes down to Nexus Forces. Oh, you gotta be careful with those W's, lest ye draw the ire of the tower. Oh, and the Vikings just played again, but I think Varian has now spotted this out, and they are gonna have to give this up, and Varian says, thank you kindly. And oh boy, this is going from bad to worse. Already this fort down. Now the Vikings spend all that time and energy taking the boss, and Randy Newman just comes down and says, no thanks, that's ours. And now with only 3 globes left to gather on High King's Quest, Varian is about to become a force. Gul'dan currently taking the Firebat camp. Varian is is clearing up for the back channel. Looks like Randy Newman's going to disengage, let this boss get cleaned up, and focus on channeling this objective. I mean, I don't know if that steal is a PogChamp or more of like a not like this on the side of Artemis. I think that's a more apropos emoji. Not like this or a failfish. Take your pick. Varian going in the back, looking for Mephisto. Durance of Hate trucks a ton of damage into Randy Newman, but does get the Brighton Zeal to stay alive. Mephisto's extremely, or Gazlo, excuse me, was extremely low. Did get horrified, and that helped secure the kill. And now Olaf is going to be the sacrificial lamb, so the rest of the team can just walk away. And now the objective is pushing, and they can walk up and take mid as well. And so Varian wants this kill, is not going to get it though, and is actually now in a bad spot because he's taking tower shots. Does manage to get away, but with less than 200 health. That was a very risky dive. It was very, very high risk, low reward play from Varian. Even if he gets the kill onto Eric, it's like it's against play again Vikings, and he killed Eric. Diablo focusing onto the back line. They want onto the Ana. There's the Gravo Bomb, though, with the Durance of Hate. And this might be Artemis winning this fight. They do get the kill onto Diablo, and that was not Souls, I should note. Diablo down for the count. Gul'dan going down as well. Diablo was only at 59 Souls at the time. Diablo having already died and lost Souls before. Objective pushing the bot will get cleared up, and so Randy Newman, they're only really going to get the fort off this, although they did get a lot of value into the top wall here. Well, no, I say that, but I take it back. They did not, so actually a pretty solid defense there by Artemis to keep themselves in the game, though they need to find level 16 and fast. Oh, they're going for the Blessed Shield onto Brightwing. Oh, the Olaf charge didn't quite land. Brightwing looking for the exit. She does get the blink heal onto Diablo, and she is going to get away. So, good peel out there by Nandy Ruman on the Diablo. Still though, XP gap has been closed by the Vikings of late. They are going to grab Olaf here, but it's Olaf. You know, you're not missing much. But level 16 getting close for both teams. Will certainly be here for both teams before the next objective is up. So that is definitely a boon. Varian just trying to harass these Vikings, but Balog having none of it. He's just going to hurry up and, you know, just run away. Pardon me. Balog kind of just hanging way back here and not really going to be able to soak with this. That said, Eric is getting soaked in the bottom. 16 is here at the moment for Randy Newman, but very, very close for the Vikings. Should note, spell power buff, Banner of Dalaran rather than the armor or the movement speed, which I typically see the armor quite a bit, but with the Gul'dan, relying on helping to boost that damage. Randy Newman, they want this fight up in the top, but the enemy team does now have 16s. What do they do? Are they going to pull the trigger? Ooh, this is not a boss they want to start. They were skeptical of the boss gank, checked all the bushes, didn't see anything. And now everyone thinks everyone is doing boss, and no one is doing boss. Oh. Fun game. But as the two teams start to posture up, looking at this objective, the Vikings are here for this fight. Andy Ruman getting the focus at the moment. There is, the big APOC Horrify Warden's Cage combo locks down so many. Joanna goes down, Gazlo goes down. The Vikings do get play again off as Brightwing falls. Will that be enough for them maybe to get onto this Maiev? The Vikings do kill Maiev. Mephisto is going to be able to walk away from this, take that back. He gets slapped, but now the turnaround onto Varian. Varian with the parry does now turn his attention onto the Vikings, and oh my goodness, that turnaround is so strong as the Vikings thought they had a Varian. Turns out what they had was a face full of sword. Those Twin Blades Varian doing a lot there, but it was almost a really good job by the Vikings turning that fight around, and they did a lot to make sure that didn't get too bad. But Randy Newman now channeling the objective. 42 seconds. It is a long time to defend. Joanna is now up. Mephisto is up. The Vikings will all be up in 10. They will be able to run out here. And there is a big wave top that will do some damage to this bottom tower. But if they win the objective, Randy Newman, I'm sure, does not care too much. Focus now onto Joe. Blind comes in. Condemned does not connect onto the Variant. Mephisto trying to soften up some damage. Brightwing has now come in with the phase shield. They're trying to stop this objective cap. Damage interrupting at 5.5 seconds. Here comes the big engage. Horrify separates out the members of the team frontline and backline. Gravo Bomb, hits 3, but will it be enough? No, it's too little, too late, and Dark Horse goes down. The camp has been captured. Varian wants to get onto Anna. Anna with the sleep now turns around onto Mephisto. Varian secures himself another kill and make that 3. 5 if you count the Vikings. And Randy Newman looking immediately to push in this top lane. Diablo, I think, should join the team here. I think they want to just push aggressively, get a keep quickly. No, looks like Maev's going to come. They want to get the double pressure here, it seems like. Gul'dan up in the top with Varian, but looks like they're going to play this safe. They're going to rotate down towards the mid since they don't really have much of a wave right now. Tuna Newman still top, making the decision he is going to rotate. Now here comes Randy Newman pushing in the mid lane. Well, Doug did get dismounted by Vikings. Tuna Newman playing with a lot of fire here, actually. Has protected, by the way, and does finally walk away. Level 20s here, though, for Randy Newman, and that is not a good sign if you are on the side of Artemis. 14 kills to 5. They're looking to end this game. Now turning their attention. They're going to get this top keep. Bottom keep has fallen as well, so this core has no armor. Oh, but Randy Newman having to just get out of there at the last second. So low on health, but now Randy Newman has nowhere to go. The spell armor comes in, but it's not going to be enough. The Horrify does connect onto Joanna. They're separating her out. Can they get the finish? They do. So tank for tank trade, but meanwhile, this core, taking a lot of damage. I want to see Randy Newman just go to end this. I think they can do it. They have the 20, and now the boss is regenerating health. I think they missed their opportunity. I think a little too much emphasis on Brawl, not enough emphasis on just taking what you got. And I think what you had there was potentially the end of the game. Diablo is going to rotate top. It looks like they're going to make a play for this boss. This boss certainly ends the game, and there isn't a Joanna, so it could be a situation where Artemis has to take the desperate 4v5 fight, lest the game end here. But Varian is burning through this boss. The horizon of this decision is closing quickly, and it is now shut. They can't get in time, and that will be the boss taken. And the opportunity for that desperation fight has left, and it looks like some Vikings are not going to get out of here. Neither is Anna. Oh, Anna is done. No, the Gravo Bomb. She gets out of the Warden's Cage, now able to walk away. There's the Sleep Dart. Okay, Anna does get away. The Vikings do play again, but that is now Olaf going down. Looks like Balog's going to be next to follow. Poison damage coming out, doing so much. One of the Vikings goes down. It's just lonely little Eric left. Oh, big Maiev tethered, hits 4, pulls them back in. The Horrify, though, pushing them out of the APOC, and it is Diablo who falls, and now the health bar is all so low. Mephisto goes down. And I do think that this boss can kill the core, but it's going to get a little bit of help from Randy Newman. Level 20 is almost here. If they can tick it over in the next second, will it make a difference in this fight? This core is down to about 2/3 health. Randy Newman pushing in. They're looking to brawl. Varian is now on the core and just trucking damage when there's no armor. But now they're having to back up, buy some space. Level 20 is here for Artemis, but the boss on the core will spell the end of this game. And Randy Newman taking